Did you hear that? No can opening this time, Rawcast. Because at the time of this recording, it is a Friday night. I've had not too much, but I've had enough beer to have concerns about tomorrow morning. Because if you don't remember, I work 6 days a week, so on a Saturday morning, I can't be having drunk too much on a Friday to not show up bright and cheery on a Saturday morning. So, I'm sorry that with 10 episodes I broke tradition. And this might actually be a fun time to explain that it started as I felt like having a beer helped me loosen up a little bit to at least get Rawcast going again with episode 1, because I had done the previous version of Rawcast with always having a guest, and it was always a guest. It was never a co-host. The closest one to a co-host was probably my buddy Dalton, who would sit down and talk video games with me. Always had a good fucking time. If you want to hear some of the throwback era, go back to, don't remember the episode number because I started over, and when you go duplicate numbers, it just gets confusing. But I remember the picture that we used for the release of Bringing You the D. And it was Dalton's hand with steam rising above it because Wisconsin winters are fucking cold. And as much as I love my beer, I got to be able to do the job on Saturday morning. And since I talked about Wisconsin winters, I should say that today was a Friday that I allowed myself to relax. I had my parents over because, due to delays in shipment of certain items, my mom was unable to provide the intended birthday gift for my youngest son, the 2-year-old Hunter. Wasn't able to get the gifts she meant to buy him on time for his birthday, so we decided to do it today. So, my youngest son got to open some birthday presents from both my parents and my grandparents, and they both knocked it out of the park. I've never seen a toddler so fucking stoked to get presents. He enjoyed every single item he got. He even enjoyed the clothing so much that he put it all back into the gift bag and then reopened said gift. That was awesome to see. You know, with where I've been at with this podcast, the first 9 episodes probably, for me, I didn't do the self-care on the mental health side. I pushed it off for too long. We know eventually you sweep shit under the rug to the point that the rug's taller than you. There's no corner to sweep the dust into. And you got a lot of spring cleaning to do. So the first 9 episodes, in my opinion, were basically, you could argue 8 episodes, was all about me kind of cleaning out the attic. At least that's how I'm going to word it. There was a lot of stuff for me to unravel, sort through, reorganize, and even toss out some of the trash. Because you know how it goes. If you live in one of the flyover states, and you know what? I'm excluding the East Coast and the West Coast because right now, I don't give a shit. I don't know how it works out there. I'm talking about good, hearty, Midwestern, hard-working living. We all got junk drawers, but we also got junk basements, junk attics. And it was desperately time for me to clean out my fucking attic between my ears. And so today was one of those fucking days. I spent so much time trying to push the anger that I felt. My anger is like a constant bubbling cauldron, just waiting to fucking erupt. It's like Yellowstone, but always showing signs of erupting. But on a cloudy, foggy day, you can't tell there's smoke coming out of the ground. That's not to say that I'm the fucking Hulk or anything like that. I'm just saying I was somebody that struggled with fucking anger issues for a long time. And I was able to suppress that shit. Guess I didn't necessarily deal with it in a healthy way, but I was able to suppress it enough that I was able to function as a pretty well, just run-of-the-mill, average Joe, Midwestern Wisconsin boy, going about my responsibilities. And within the past 48 hours of this recording, I dealt with enough bullshit that I was ready to fucking explode. And the problem is that when the cauldron starts boiling over, it doesn't matter who's in your fucking way, who's right in front of you, that anger's going to bubble up to the surface. And so I did an okay performance or effort. I gave enough in episode 10 that I was able to kind of, pull a lever and let off some of the steam. It wasn't incredibly articulate. I didn't have a path forward. I was no Jimmy Dore or Kyle Kalinske or Tim Black. No Nico House on that one. But it was me continuing to clean out the attic a little bit. So now we're going the last 10 episodes. Ooh, that's what we're talking about. And some of the shit that set me off recently was that, I'm recording from Wisconsin. If you've been listening to some of the previous episodes, I'm not going to say it again as to where I work necessarily for right now. If I get enough of a fan base that I am able to get fired for my job and not have to panic, so be it. But this is not that time. So, it's that time of year again. Winter is coming. Sorry to go Game of Thrones on that shit, or for you more sophisticated individuals, A Song of Ice and Fire. But I really don't enjoy driving on these winter roads, making sure people get the shit that they ordered. This is coming up on my technically third and a half winter. Sorry. It is third and a half, isn't it? Second and a half, if we want to be technical. Second and a half winter doing this job. And I'm not thrilled about it. Working on the road, just look up some of the fucking YouTube videos of Wisconsin, well, Midwestern, because I'm not going to discount Michigan. I'm not going to discount Minnesota or even the fucking Dakotas, even though that's more of the plains region. The winters around these parts can throw you for a fucking loop. And I'm not talking I'm not going to compare this to like a soldier in fucking war, because the PTSD and the fucking risks you guys take, you gals too, all the people that are fucking putting on that uniform for our country, whether you're good people or bad people, that's some serious shit you're signing up for. So I can't compare driving on Wisconsin winter roads to that. But it's also difficult for me to take a step back and think about the fact that in a split second, I could be T-boned by a semi. All the while delivering Solo cups to somebody's fucking house. What a fucking way to go. God damn, that's just not a fun notion to think about. But since if you've tuned into the last few episodes and know that, I'm a tangled fucking mess, a ball of yarn that an entire litter of kittens has fucking gotten to, I'm working on it. I'm unraveling it. I'm becoming a normal person. to some degree. At least I'm learning enough about acting to fucking fit in when I talk to a stranger for 10 seconds. Even though it's quite obvious that due to the nature of my job, it's on the clock, it's on the road, it's all about the time. Time. Like the rabbit from fucking Alice in Wonderland would tell people like me on my job, at my job, to calm down and take a breath. You end up so much paying attention to the fucking time. Like that is such a pressing matter. It's like you become addicted to the stress that you're always running late, even if you're running an hour early. Because you got to go, get it done. If you're running an hour early, excuse me for slurring and tripping over my words, but if you're running an hour early on the fucking job, you maintain that hour because you never know when something's going to go fucking wrong. You never know when your fucking ball joint, tie rod, axle, tire. Think of anything that can fucking go wrong with a personally owned vehicle. Even if you're running an hour early, that just buys you an hour to change a fucking flat tire. And so you get to a point when you're like me and you have an addictive behavior that you end up bringing that kind of fucking stress home. Now, for those of you that don't understand anxiety, that don't understand depression, or any sort of fucking mental health situation, whether it arises from a mental injury or it's just mental conditioning from childhood. The only way to understand typically is if you have ever gone through circumstances like that yourself. If you've dealt with the struggles, whether directly through your own health, your own mind, or through a roommate, a spouse, a partner in a relationship of any fucking kind, a family member. And even then, a lot of times people don't fucking understand. But I want you to put yourself in the mentality of what it would be like to be a cokehead, but you're not chasing the fucking snow. You just have to work in it. So, go. Hurry up. You maintain that fucking go mode so much. You're operating at such a high stress level to get that job done as soon as you can, as safely as you can, so you can make sure you fucking get home to see your wife, to see your kids. But then, it's hard to shake that shit off. So in your head, gotta hurry up, get the stuff done that needs to get done around the house. Gotta hurry up, get it done. And then hurry up so you can relax. Now you're relaxing. Oh, hurry up. You gotta relax. You gotta get this time in because it's only a matter of time before you gotta put the kids to bed. Then you gotta get to bed yourself because you need to get adequate sleep, and then you're gonna wake up the next morning, you gotta do it all over again. Let's go. How do you fucking turn that shit off? Like I've said before, it seemed like I got addicted to the stress. And it's really hard to shake off. But so then this idea with the coronavirus precautions, lockdown orders, people ordering a lot more, being an essential employee and having to carry the weight of people not going to fucking stores anymore. I can see where this shit's going. I'm not saying that I'm a seer, but I have enough common sense. I have enough smarts to know that I have a little bit of foresight on how fucking bad this could actually go, depending on how shit actually recovers or doesn't with this whole coronavirus precaution. But there's the possibility that we have conditioned people to order online more and more because they decide that they value their time more than going out and finding this shit. It's hard to tell. Are these people going to end up becoming addicted to e-commerce because of the stress that they went through after having lost their job? after wondering if they're going to be able to send their kids back to school so they can go back to work, or if school's going to end up being virtual. So then if their job transitioned into being remote, so now they're working from home, but they're also trying to teach their children. I always try to understand it from different viewpoints. So that's where this one I'm taking a step back to talk about anger without actually getting angry at the people that are abusing the Amazon service, but maybe doing it to try to fill a void in their own hearts because shit's broke with them too, and they just don't know it yet. But my anger was brought on because I can see what the near future will hold for my job in particular. And it's not something I'm interested in. Essentially, it's going to be twice the work for the exact same pay. And if anybody understands the time value of money, like for example, y'all know that I have to maintain a vehicle for my job. And this is really giving you all the information you need to figure that shit out, even though I don't necessarily want to say it anymore. But so you can save a lot of money by doing the vehicle repairs on your own. But there is a time value of money. Because, for example, there's a job that's going to cost $1,800 at the shop. You yourself are able to get the parts for $500. You would think, oh, I'm saving $1,300 by doing this job myself. But then you are actually encouraging yourself to work for free. Now, I'm just talking about that from a philosophical standpoint. I'm not actually expecting a legitimate, literal sense of this situation. So anybody that goes, well, yeah, but you're not going to pay yourself, shut the fuck up. This isn't meant for you anyway. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants that crap up in here. So, sometimes you have to learn when to say when. But I realized that I didn't necessarily want... I'll go through it at least one more time. But I am not interested in spending the next 35 Wisconsin winters out on those roads, making sure that the vast majority of the people that I am serving continue to be ungrateful. That's too much risk and too little reward. And when you look at the risk analysis, it's not that I'm not willing to work. It just makes a whole hell of a lot of sense that the risk far outweighs the reward. And so I got to a point where even though I don't think this podcast is on par with some of the greats, I don't think it's some of the best work that I've put out so far. I'm working on it. But I feel like that clock is ticking because I know what a winter in Wisconsin can do to me with my job. It's essentially batten down the hatches and fucking hope for the best. Put your head between your knees and pray. Don't kiss your ass goodbye just yet, because you might have a split second 6 days from now to go ahead and move your lips fast enough to smooch your ass cheeks, kiss your ass goodbye, and night-night dirt nap. That person didn't get their solo cups in time. So I felt a little pressured thinking about that. Do I want to spend the rest of my life doing this, or do I need to go gung-ho on what's important to me? So I went with what's important to me, and I started trying to advertise select episodes of both this podcast and the first episode of My Three Bitches that I did with my wife, Jessica, season. Wow. This is the first season, technically. Episode 2. Excuse me. Episode 2 is hopefully getting recorded within the next 3 days of this recording. Now, as to when I actually release this, it would be fucking hilarious if I released episode 2 of My Three Bitches before episode 11 of Rawcast, this particular episode. I'd get a kick out of it. I might just do it just to be a dickhead. But I tried to advertise those episodes. Now, the easiest way for me to advertise, because I am no professional when it comes to the online marketing of podcasts, especially when it's a very overly saturated market. Everybody has a fucking podcast. At least that's the way it appears to me when I'm going through social media. But I know that Twitter usually had higher prices to be able to advertise. SoundCloud, haven't been able to figure that shit out. If it's there, by all means, hit me up, make me look like a fucking idiot. But I didn't see it. So I stuck with what I knew, and that was advertise on Facebook. Now, I'm no Moneybags. I'm no Monty Warbucks. So I just threw a tenner out at it. Just a little $10. Just try to get a little boost. But I couldn't advertise the My Three Bitches because, I don't know, ever since that fucking Mueller report and Facebook like getting backlash and their fucking stock prices dropping because people were, oh, Facebook's bad because they don't give a shit about the truth. They're just going to go ahead and let people advertise. So they cracked down on a lot of fucking shit. And so My Three Bitches, that's the name of the fucking podcast, but bitch violates the profanity policy of Facebook advertising. So I can't even fucking advertise that shit through Facebook. And I really enjoy that podcast. The people I've talked to that have listened to it enjoyed it as well. And I know that that show's not perfected yet. We haven't really found the perfect groove, but we had fun making it. And a lot of times the magic of podcasts is being able to tell that the people involved in the making of it are having fun. That's just my opinion, my humble opinion. But disappointed that I couldn't even advertise it. I even tried going back and basically censoring it, changing the name of the episode, and still couldn't do it because the original URL included the word bitch. So Facebook was like, hell nah, son, get that shit out of here. We ain't gonna advertise that because some sort of fucking lawsuit stemming from 2016 says that you can't say bitch. Now I'm irritated. This week's been fucking awful with work. Now I can't advertise this shit. Somehow somebody got a hold of my fucking credit card information for the second time. So I gotta deal with that shit. And I'm with a really horrendous fucking bank with my credit card. What that means is that they grill me as if I'm the guilty party up until I just let them know that I don't fucking give a shit. Like, send me a last bill. I'll make minimum payments. Send it to collections. I'll fucking pay it off later. But I really fucking hate you as an organization. I don't necessarily like doing business with you because you fucking suck. But due to my credit history, my age, the age of my credit, I kind of keep this card active because, well, it's doing more good than harm for the time being. But one day, revenge will be mine when I tell you to go fuck yourself for the last time. But no, so after a shitty week, the fact that I'm acting like it's the last day of the week, but really got to work in the morning, I was fed up. I feel like, trying to make some moves as a podcaster will somehow help me, at the very least distract myself from the suck of what I go through for daily life, especially for work. I still show up, I do my job. I do it well. I do it right. But it doesn't mean that I plan on spending the rest of my life doing this. So I put the pressure on myself, got a little stressed out, found out I couldn't promote my 3 bitches, and then saw results but didn't quite get the results I was looking for in promoting an episode of Rawcast. Now, that was another one where I violated their profanity policy, but then due to what I was talking about, I had to verify my identity. And the way Facebook does that now is if you are trying to create an ad that can have influence on housing, education, social issues, politics, and elections, and if I missed one, I'm sorry, but if you have an ad that of something that pertains to any of those above, you need to verify your identity to get verification and validation from Facebook to be able to run those ads. And that includes providing a passport or driver's license information to Facebook to verify your identity. Now, I get where they're trying to beef up their security, but I don't necessarily want to give a copy of my passport or driver's license. Don't even have a passport, by the way, so driver's license is really the only option here. But I don't want to give fucking Mark Zuckerberg my goddamn driver's license. No fucking thank you. For a goddamn privately run, I know they're publicly traded technically because they had their IPO a few years ago, but it's still privately run. I'm not interested in giving a fucking private entity, though publicly traded, my driver's license information. Go fuck yourself. I mean, I know a lot of my personal information is out there on the internet. No matter how good you are at this shit, well, unless you're like super techie and you fucking know the ins and outs, like, yeah, you could be protected. I'm just saying I don't know enough about it, so I got to take those precautions where I can to at least, to some degree, limit the amount of my personal information that's being broadcast out there for nefarious purposes, i.e. my credit card information being stolen for the second time. But so after a rough fucking week of work and realizing that, God damn it, this is no way to live a happy life. And then running through the fucking bullshit from the Facebook advertising when that's like the only way I know of for now. I mean, yeah, I could do my research, but I'm a busy fucking guy. I'll get around to it unless somebody hits me up with some advice sooner. But for now, that was my gripe. That was my frustration. Work sucks, I know. She rejected Facebook ads by the stairs. Surprises make me just sit and stare. But so, I said in episode 10, hopefully in episode 11 I have a better note to end this on. But after all of that fucking nonsense, I was crabby. I was a miserable, crabby fuck. Wasn't necessarily taking it out on people, though I was a little more on edge. You know, not crossing any lines here, just a little on edge. But I had my parents come over. This is Wisconsin, after all. And we had a wonderful fish fry from a local Wisconsin bar. And so my parents came over to basically give the gifts to my youngest son. And then we got a fish fry. So my dad and I went to the bar, had a couple beers, caught up on some things, talked about some fun shit, like movies that we enjoy watching. Don't usually get that one-on-one time. So it was really good. I was able to kick back, even though I was in a redneck fucking bar in a podunk town. I just had to ignore the fucking rednecks that I'm going to bitch about on My Three Bitches. And I had a beer with my dad. We took the food home, had dinner, then relaxed, talked, told stories, had a good time. Because, god damn it, my wife works every Friday. I don't feel justified in sneaking out of the house to go pick up a fish fry for just myself on a Friday night. I'm going to make one meal. I'm going to provide one meal for myself and my kids. And I'm not necessarily going to spend extra money that I know I don't fucking have to treat myself with a Wisconsin fish fry. So I'm very grateful for my parents for coming over. And even though I pitched in, I want to thank my parents for providing a fish fry and a really relaxing evening that I apparently pretended like tomorrow wasn't a work day and tipped a couple too many back of my favorite Point Brewery Point Special Lager. They ignored me on Twitter. I haven't gotten my red can from that contest yet, Point Brewery. I've drank enough cases of beer since you started this contest that I would at least like a fucking keychain, Point Brewery. So somebody get something started on fucking Twitter and hit up Point Brewery hard enough that they send me a fucking keychain, god damn it. Please? But I don't know. I love to hate Wisconsin, but tipping a few back with your dad at a bar and having a solid fish fry, a solid Wisconsin fish fry, it relaxed me enough that even though I'm going to have a headache tomorrow when I report into the office, well, I'll drink some water after I'm done recording this too before I go to bed. I'll be okay. I'll be okay, listeners. But it was just good to me to find that time, force myself to relax, and enjoy what was before me that wasn't part of the regularly programmed schedule of this household. So here it is, folks. Today was a good fucking day. But I gotta go for now because it's getting late at the time of this recording and I fucking work in the morning. God damn it.